So we will start with Charles. Do you want to talk about or share with people what you did?
Which one? Or both?
Both. Although, well, I will tell you that what we judged you on was your the computer-based one rather than the paper project.
Yes. I shared online already this template that I made from the KFest logo. So I've got one here that's unfolded, and I've got one that if somebody wants, they can take it of a folded version of the floppy sleeve. Thank you. Thank you. But the other thing that I did was based on the work that I did for my hacking an RPG presentation. I made a super-powered KFest-based super group for Bard's Tale that you can take and import into your own Bard's Tale adventures with some special character names, and it includes, you can go adventuring with Woz and Wigington, Tony the Knife, Ken the Spoon, and the Carrington, and Woz and Wigington are your party's wizards. And then there's a special splash screen at the end that says it's a KFest joint. The disk image, once my battery charges back up, I'll put it on the shared server, or I'll post it online so you can grab it and import it into your own emulator or burn a disk and run it on your own hardware.
Fantastic. All right, Vicky. All right, Margaret, would you like to share what you did? I know that yours was on your real Apple IIc, so you're not really able to bring it down.
Well, it's a game to help you map an Elon adventure, or if you are stuck and want to cheat, it will probably help you with that. And anyway, basically that's what it does. This evening, if you want to come to my room, you can see it or try it out.
And it's really pretty neat. It lets you basically explore, but it actually tells you what the exits are from rooms, and once you've followed that path, it remembers the path for you, so that whenever you go back to that room, it tells you where each exit will go, and over time you can kind of build out the hierarchy of your game, and it works. It's pretty neat.
It's an Apple II
program?
Yes. Yeah, she showed it on her 2C.
Great.
So thank you, Margaret. And then Jeff.
Where is he?
And he's
There
going
he
to
is.
actually show us his.
Do we have TV guys after?
I guess.
Does anybody have a VGA to DVI connector for a Mac?
In my room. What, something else?
I donated one already.
Does somebody
I don't
go up
have
and
one.
get one, and then we'll come back to Jeff?
Okay, let's do that. If somebody can go grab one.
I actually left mine attached to that because
I'll go get mine.
Thank you,
Okay,
Ken.
thanks,
Thank you.
All right, we'll come back to you.
This VGA.
All right, let's move on to Kelvin. Kelvin?
That I think is actually my VGA for what it's worth.
Oh, really?
There was no VGA when I presented, and I just was like, all right.
What's this one?
I think somebody walked off with it. It'll work for either one. Yeah, it'll work with the altitude. Oh, cool! That's awesome.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
Woo!
how's that?
I did.
As a side note, however, he also did an update patch to Orca C, which for programmers will be relevant because it lets you use binary literal numbers in Orca C, so that you can actually use binary as your number format.
Oh, cool.
And that's kind of awesome for people like me who deeply resent not having that ability. And I'm not even joking, I do genuinely deeply resent not being able to use binary literals in my code.
So is that a joint hack, or is the... Cool.
So that's pretty awesome for the programmers among us. So I'm very grateful for that, and I'm looking forward to having that patch in my own copy of Orca C, frankly. So thank you, Kelvin. And actually that in combination with the work we've been doing will let it get into the MPW version of Orca C2 at some point, and that'll be awesome for me. So thank you, Kelvin.
So was the Orca C designed to allow patches, or did you have to really hack into it?
The source code is there on Tony's table.
Yeah, Tony has the source code available.
Okay.
Sony, yes, Sony.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jeff is going next.
All right, so with the recent release of, well, the recent leak rather, of the GSOS source code, there was a couple issues with it that I decided to make as my HackFest project. So the first one is there is a bug in Teach that I had found a while ago. Whoops, I want to show you. Well, I can show the judges, but I'm going to go through quickly. Basically, there's a problem with Teach where the cursor does not show correctly in a certain circumstance. If the cursor was too far to the left of the problem was if the cursor was on the line of the menu bar, it would show as a I-beam, and it would move the scroll bar, and the proper cursor should be a pointer. So that has been fixed, and Teach was updated to version 1.1.1, and the copyright date got updated. That's it. And the other fix is with the time zone change in the US. Oops, I have to reboot. This is what I thought I remember what I did here. So, as we know, the time zone, the auto time zone update on the 601 time control panel does not do auto daylight savings time, appropriately for the United States. And I showed the judges that the old one does not work correctly. So quickly moving along here, we're going to show that the I did an updated version of the control panel. Let's do it this way.
You disabled everything.
Yeah.
You disabled both of them.
I know, I just realized, thank you. Time. Active. At least emulators boot quickly. So prove that control panel.
Do they? Go back.
So
Okay.
I updated the version number to 2.1 from 2.0.
It's done.
And we have it here. And to prove that the time changes, in this year, you can verify with Google. The spring back happened the old code, it was the first week of April. So to prove that the time zone doesn't change in April anymore, we'll go to April and wander through all the dates, and we can see that it says daylight savings for April, and we can see that all the dates in April from 1 to the end show daylight savings. We move to March, and we can see that right around March 3rd, or March 10th, March 10th, the daylight savings times changed. So we got a brand new control panel now updated for the correct daylight savings time, and I'll get Teach and the time control panel out and available.
So we're well on our way to at least GSOS 6.0.2.
We'll see what happens.
A little more to go.
All
Maybe a
right.
6.1.
Thank
That's a lot more.
you, Jeff. Forrest, would you like to share with us what you did? At least give people a little description of what you worked on.
Okay. My first efforts getting back into Outlook was to buy stuff on eBay. 2E that was the best looking condition had a little problem I discovered when I tried to format a disk. It can't write on the disk. So I stuck an external disk drive on and started using it, and it got more and more annoying. I eventually discovered you could boot from a Pro-DOS disk, but not from a DOS disk, which is what I was trying to work on. And I got annoyed enough that I started thinking, well, I'll hack that and see if I can make it so I can boot from a DOS disk. And what I've been doing, I was going to do that for this hacking, I discovered I needed tools. So I started a tracing, a boot trace, code trace, if you will, disassembler tool, in which I enter the address into a statement or group of statements. And when I run it, it disassembles it, and I can decide what to do next. I have yet to add to it moving code and changing instructions, but that's where I'm heading. And I've also added into it the capability of writing the output to a file, so I can add in the code, I can add comments to my code instructions. So I produce commented assembler output from it, that are then in a text file, and I can use that to document it and write articles.
Nice.
Very cool.
Fantastic, everybody. And then we've got, let's see, on my list I've got Jeremy. What can you share with us what you've accomplished?
Last year for HackFest, I did a calculator. This year for HackFest, I did another calculator. This one runs on the GS. This is I'm running under GNOME here, and call it AB Calc. It's an RPN calculator. AB Calc stands for Ass Backward Calculator. It's actually something I did mention to the judges. And because if you don't know RPN, what you do is you put like a number on the stack, put another number on the stack, and then you can operate on that with, say, plus, right? Or maybe we can do the cosine of that. And then we're going to square that. It does decimal or integers. So that's a decimal number. We can change to hex mode, octal mode, binary mode. Let's see. We can put another. Oops, I can't do that. Go back to hex mode. And we can do an and maybe. Oh, my luck is bad. No overlapping bits.
Demo failed.
And clear the stack. Oops, clear the stack. So that's in the shell, and my work in progress that's not quite there yet is an NDA version of that. Yep. On the right side here is a list, which should be a list of all the operations that are supported. It's not, I don't know why it's not filling in properly. Those are all the operations. Eventually you'll be able to click on those and it'll actually do the operation. But as it is, you can do everything I just demonstrated, you know, multiply, drop. And
That is things.
and that's
That is
basically it.
That is
I believe that leaves us with one more, and that is Kevin.
yeah.
So 2 days ago, I heard about Structus for the first time, and I thought it was fun, but whoa, what the hell did I have? But I lost a tournament, and that was heartbreaking. So I have written a program that plays it for you. It, in general, on average, gets to level 7. Sometimes it finishes the game, sometimes it manages to die at level 1. It's got a bunch of offensive and defensive strategies, and it plays better than I do.
And now that we have seen all of this, we're going to announce the winners. Now, I don't, traditionally what we've done with HackFest is we have basically ranked all of the participants, and then they get to take turns choosing prizes, and everybody wins something. And that is in fact what we're doing this year, because we have enough prizes to do it. So all of you will get something. So here's how it works. We will announce each place in order from first to last, and then you will, as we announce you, you will get to go up and select one of these fabulous prizes. And there are plenty of things here. Andy, would you like to go over what those are?
Okay, so we have a brainboard kit. We have a Raspberry Pi with many accessories. We have a device side data 5 1/4 floppy inch kit. We have a t-shirt from VCF Southeast. We have the new Apple II User's Guide. We have copies of the Chiptopia from Michelle and Seth. We have the Drift disc. And not on here, which you can also choose, are a Virtual 2 license, that's a full license, and a copy of Steve Wyrick's new book, which is coming. And lastly, we have a copy of WASPack, which is the new book that was just released by Brian.
Okay, so those are your options, HackFest participants, and each of you will get to choose one of those things as is left over by the person ahead of you. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. In first place this year, we have a project which I think will be really useful for a lot of people who are trying to have a good time with their Apple II, and that is Margaret with her Iman Game Mapper. Margaret is a repeat winner at HackFest. She has won many of them, and that is very
Well deserved.
So congratulations, Margaret.
Oh, the full kit, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. So Margaret takes the Raspberry Pi kit. Congratulations. All right. In second place this year, we have somebody who created something that I think a lot of people have, at least kind of in the back of their brain, wished for a long time. And that is Jeff's work on finally fixing the time control panel in particular.
In addition, we have the WASPack book, Dr. Steve's new book, and the Virtual 2 license. And then we have a selection of things here. This lets you hook up all PC 5 1/4 through USB to image all discs. Brainboard. Jeff is graciously donating his prize back to the pool.
I put it in this.
And then in third place, we have something that we got a kick out of watching, and we thought was a lot of fun, and a really interesting choice of projects, and that is, in fact, Kevin's Structures player.
Didn't go by rules.
You did better at HackFest than you did at Structures.
The items that are not here are virtual 2 license for Windows. Steve's book when it's released, and the WASP book from Brian.
And then the program that makes the program.
It's basically
And then
transfer
you've
from
got
Apple II
Inception.
to Apple.
You got the Inception.
Steve's book? Okay, chose Dr. Steve's book. Great.
Now I can un-pre-order it on Amazon.
No, making one of the cheaper used copies already.
Okay. And next in fourth place, we have somebody whose project wasn't finished, but shows a lot of promise. I think it has the potential to fill a need for a select subset of people. And that is, and of course, as is the case with all HackFest projects, we hope it is completed and released to the public. And that is Jeremy with his work on his calculator.
Ones that aren't up here, the virtual 2 license and the WASP book. The Apple One brain board. Yeah. Okay, he's going with the brain board.
So congratulations. Next we have something, we have the twofer with the amusing and the useful to very select people, and that is Kelvin. I pushed hard for him to be as high as possible because of his, I lobbied hard for you because of your Orca patch, but recognized that it was a very limited number of people who would find that useful. So Kelvin.
I would like this thing.
Excellent. Okay. Chiptune disc. Great.
Nice.
Congratulations. Next up we have sorry, something's wrong. Okay. Next up we have with something that's very much in the keeping of the spirit of KansasFest and the fun factor of KansasFest, and that is Charles with his work with the Bard's Tale hacking of the character dictionary.
This lets you image not just sample 2 disc, but Counter 64, K-Pro, and others. You have to supply 5 1/4 PC type drive for that. Excellent. Going with the new Apple II User's Guide.
Congratulations, very good. And finally, the 7th place finisher. And I will stress that this was, the whole thing was a hard process because all of these were like so close to each other that it got down to like the nitpickiest little things. And during our deliberations, people would be like back and forth and all of that. So although Forrest finished in 7th place, it's not because of, some kind of, oh, your project wasn't good. It was more a matter of, your project was really interesting, but some of these were, useful in different ways and all of that. But we really got a kick out of the work you were doing with the boot tracing and writing your own tools to do that. We thought that was really cool. So Forrest, please come on out and select your
Go to the Virtual 2 license, which is a Windows emulator.
Does it work on PCs?
Yes, it does.
No. Virtual 2 is a Mac program.
Oh, sorry. Scratch that. It's a Mac emulator. And then the WASPAC book, which Brian Weiser announced yesterday. T-shirt. This. I have one if you have questions about it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Great,
sure
he's
I've got
going,
your email available.
yeah, he's going with the device side data. Great.
Okay, so those were our HackFest participants for this year. 7 people. That's a really good turnout. I want to thank all of you, and I hope to see you guys and more. Hopefully, get involved next year.